Hello, this is Rolf from Tesla Owners US, and today is a different story, and many people ask me why I don't have a Cybertruck yet. But for me it's rather a cyber toy, and what suspicions I have to that toy comes after the intro. That's gonna be interesting.
Hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is.
So, what is this all about, and why I have some of those suspicions? First one, I call it Cybertoy because it missed the point. So what's the main purpose of a truck? It is hauling and towing. That's the main purpose of a truck. And currently in that configuration with supposedly 340 miles, and I think they are very generous, and they got caught in the past by exaggerating. My Model X, they exaggerated to 350 miles, and came out of that 335. And maybe some people I talked to confirmed, that's not the case, guys. That is, if you're coming 300 miles, you'll be lucky. And so why I have these suspicions about that? If you see in the background, there's a movie running, and I come to that. So what are my reasons to hesitate? I have that on my phone. Here, I could order that, and I have it since weeks on my phone to order it. The delivery date is always pushed out because probably other orders, and then maybe if I hesitate on other orders and I don't hit the start button here and then hit the order button after this one, the order button here for the foundational series, right, which is a ridiculous price of $100,000, then I get at the end of the line. But I'm waiting. I'm patient. So I was patient enough to wait for my tiles, my Tuscan style tiles, what they canceled after 6 years, my order. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some of the reasons. First of all, Elon said if you buy a car in the ramp-up period, that's your own fault. So, and I remember that pretty early. So at the time when I wanted to order a Model Y and said, better not. That's the ramp-up phase. They need to be ready. And then I ordered it later, and it was good like that. I ordered it later. The Model Y is still a good car, good running. I ordered it later. I don't want to look stupid to order the car in the ramp-up phase. So, no, I'm not the guinea pig of them anymore. I was it in the beginning, but not anymore. So the second one is, Elon said in a quarterly result meeting, even when he did not want to attend it anymore, as one time he said, I'm sparsely attending it. And then he came, after every meeting, he attended the quarterly results. So he said, we digged our own grave. So, and that made me thinking, why is that the case, right? So coming back to the movie what runs behind us, this is thankfully to Munro, who took it apart, and I linked that movie here. There, I'm thankful for him taking cars apart, taking even the battery packs apart. Some users wrote, this is awful empty there. This is quite empty. And then an engineer from Tesla chipped in and said these are cooling channels or air channels for it. And I said, why is he kicking in and said these are air channels? And why is that so big? So if you look at the very specific picture of him, where Munro was showing how much room is in there, and when you consider a 4680 battery is 80 millimeters high and about 3 inches, then you would be at any time fitting 3 inch in there for a second layer of batteries. And that's why the title comes also. It's only half the battery pack. Because what did I order? I did order 500 miles plus range at the time I ordered. And it was not realized. So where are the 500 miles range? So the 500 miles can be only realized when you actually do the full battery pack and not the half of it. So how does it come that they're delivering at the beginning with a half battery pack? So remember, they had a production line. They're sharing the batteries with the Model Y as well. And then in that Model Y, the batteries are pretty compact in there. And so in the Cybertruck, it is not the case. So that could be because aluminum is dispersing the heat better than steel, but steel keeps it better, right? But it could also be other reasons. So now I was asking myself, okay, let's look at the original specs. The original specs said when he presented it, and I was at that presentation. $250 plus 300 plus.
So, yeah.
Onboard outlet's fine there.
So obviously they'll have access to all the superchargers, be capable of more than 250 kilowatts. We'll reveal the actual number later. And it has onboard outlets for 110 and 220 volts. So you don't need a generator. The truck literally is a generator. Plus, because it's got an air suspension, we can tap off the air suspension, so you have a pneumatic source. So you have
Whoa!
onboard air compressor. Of course, it will come with autopilot standard. So there'll be 3 versions.
Tri-motor.
Oh yeah, single, dual, triple.
What is the price?
Oh, on the far right.
Yeah, I can't see it.
That is
Price without any...
$39.49, I think
$59.
59.
What is?
He thinks
But
30,
the actual economics are even better than that, because the cost of electricity is much less than the cost of gasoline. So when you look at the actual cost of ownership here, you pay much less for electricity than you are for gasoline. You pay much less for maintenance. There's no oil changes, no smog checks, no nothing, none of that stuff. So your maintenance is low, your cost of operations is low, and so it's actually comparable to a truck, a gasoline truck that's $10,000 to $15,000 less. Yeah.
It was 250 miles range for rear-wheel drive, 300 miles range for dual, and 500 plus miles for tri-motor, for the triple, for tri-motor, for the Cyber Beast called today, which is not being delivered yet, right? So there's a plus 500 miles range. And that thing is $120,000, right? Or $10 short of it, right? So what's my suspicion there? So Tesla had a test line for 4680 batteries. And they produced test batteries with us. So a couple of thousands of test batteries with us. And they wanted to produce their own 4680 batteries, their own lines, all managed by themselves. But they failed. They failed really miserable because they couldn't get it to work they wanted to work. And when they announced they were going to produce our own 4680 battery, Panasonic, their long-term company at their side, Japanese company, delivered the 18650 for the Model X and the Model S, delivered the 2170 for the Model 3 and the Model Y. Supposedly probably did deliver the 4680, but they got hit at the head and said, no, we're going to do it ourselves. But they failed. And Panasonic has the experience of producing batteries since many, many, many years. So at the end, they came begging back to Panasonic and asked them, please help us with the battery manufacturing of the 4680. But then Panasonic said, yeah, from March on, we start ramping up. But a test production line and the start of a ramp up does not do the full battery supply for all of the Cybertrucks they wanted to deliver from their manufacturing line. So what is the only thing what you can do there? You have to reduce the batteries, because if you put the batteries by half of it and you only said this is the only thing what's available of that, nobody would hesitate with their orders and would say, okay, if 300 miles is the only thing what's available, I'm going to order the 300 miles, which is the dual motor version, what's supposedly to be $49,000. The rear-wheel drive supposedly was $39,000 and the Cyberbeast $69,000. Now Cyberbeast is now almost twice as much as the original tri-motor presented 2019. Yeah, so, and yeah, Panasonic then said, okay, good, we're going to help you, but it will take a while. To take a while, ramp up manufacturing lines, to get it to the appropriate speed with the appropriate quality in this as well, that takes a bit, yeah? And so what was their only choice? To deliver half of the battery packs in order to run the production line, sell the expensive cars, but only with the half pack, right? Because if you look at that movie from Munro exactly, and look at that picture, right, then you see, he said, this is so much room in there. And they were really flabbergasted that why is Tesla keeping so much space in there? They didn't say anything because they are really fanboys of Tesla, and they didn't say anything about that. And Munro is a big friend of Elon, and he gets the first access to the cars and so on, and he has been really treated well, so they didn't say about that. But you look in their eyes and how surprised the engineer is, and Munro itself, is that they couldn't believe there's so much room. Because why don't you make that battery pack flatter? Okay, remember how they do it and how they are presented with this. So when they presented the Cybertruck, this is all physically calculated. They calculate the size, the wind resistance, roll resistance. They calculate the size where the battery would fit. And then they calculate the 4680 batteries, how much they could fit in there. And then they come up with the range for that. So this is the weight of the battery, calculated that, and they calculate with the range. I remember that because the Model S did not even have a cooling system when they drove with a prototype of the Model S around. So they always did a couple of tours, came back, put cooling liquid in the trunk, and cooled it with ice cubes, and then they put it back in, and they started driving again, and they started driving and put new ice cubes in there. So when you read the books, that's how they did it. So they will never be ready for it is different when a production version from a regular car manufacturer is being presented. Because when a production version presented, this is the car what you get earlier or later. Now Tesla did it differently, did it with like software. Tesla presented a prototype which cost between $1 and $2 million, And they said, oh, this is our prototype. This is drivable. And we calculate you the range and approximately what it costs. And then I ordered the full package for that. I ordered tri-motor, 500 miles range, and so on. And depending, the design is not, you have to get used to this. The other trucks are looking nicer like trucks, right? But that was not the main point. The main point is towing or hauling and towing. And 500 miles, that's what I needed. That gets me at least 250 miles when I'm towing my trailer, right? And that's why I call it, you guys missed the point. You missed the point what the people need. They don't need a toy, they need a truck. Truck, toy, sounds similar, right? And that's why I call it Cybertoy. So, yeah, it was the same with the Model S. They started with a 70 kilowatt or the 60 kilowatt, 70 kilowatt, and 85. Then they increased it to 90, and now it's at 100 kilowatt. And the 85 kilowatt was really not in full 85 kilowatt. It was 14 modules was the 70 kilowatt, and 16 modules with that hump there was the 85 kilowatt. They fitted more batteries in there, and it will be capable to fit more than twice as much or twice as much batteries in the Cybertruck. And it's going to be coming. But I can't order the foundational series now because that's the reason for that. I need a truck with range. So, and they're falling into the same trap like they always were complaining about other ones. Because the other car manufacturer said, oh, you never need more than 50 miles because you're not driving more than 50 miles a day on a regular day. And Tesla said, no, shit that, our customers want 300 miles. They get 300 miles. Here it is. Here's a 300 miles truck. Or here's a 300 miles car, right? And they did it with the Model S. And that makes them successful. They were listening to their customers. Today, they just built the car as good as they were, right? As good as they could. And that was it, right? And yeah, that was a main reason. So, and that convinced me. And if you look at the Munro movie, you see, oh, there's something missing, right? And that's what lead me to, you guys missed the point. I need towing range. And that truck is more the toy. And the good thing is what Elon did. He put the bar high because he said, I'm getting out a car with 500 miles range. And then the competitors struggled with this. The competitors struggled with it. Now you can say, oh, you can have an extra battery pack on top of my flat, of my bed. No. That's not needed. That's not needed. You can make an extra $16,000 for another 25 kilowatt battery probably, what I'm guessing it is, right? Or 30 kilowatt battery pack. But you are blocking your bed space with this, your loading space, for at least a third, even more. Then could I fit a fifth wheeler on it? Probably not, right? Could I fit a camper box on it? No, because that space has already been used. There's no camper box, but I can put on it. And this is all of the crazy things there where it doesn't make it a truck. Yeah, it makes it a toy. It's probably nice to look. It has new functionality, 48 volt, and some other good stuff with it. It comes with full self-driving because it's anyway enabled, right? But no, I can't use full self-driving anyway if I'm towing anything because I'm prevented from towing with full self-driving, prevented. You can bypass that. I showed it in one of my movies, but that's not the point, right? You missed the point. You missed the point on what the customer wanted. The customer, and you cannot offer it now. If they say today, we're going to offer 500 miles, they're not going to sell much more of their Cybertrucks because everybody waits for the long range for that. And they can't do it now because I think that's the point that they dig themselves their own grave. As soon as they said they're coming out with 500 miles range, everyone are going to drop their orders. So, and I'm waiting. I waited before for my tiles, which got after 6 years deleted, that order. Maybe this order gets deleted as well. So I keep that order until they keep their promise with 500 plus miles. That's what it is. So I had it already figured out what color it should be, how I wrap it and everything. And sorry, but it was really disappointing for me. So see other trucks, 400, over 400 miles with the Rivian. What Silverado, 450, 440, 450 miles. What else? Probably much more. There's an extended battery pack for the Ford F-150. Yeah, and you know, I only can say that is they are now becoming not the leader, they're becoming average, and that's the reason, and that's why I'm saying half battery pack not included. Okay, that was it. More interesting things, more from people who know Tesla for a long time, and all the insights there. What are they thinking? Thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.